The Elantra N is finally here, putting some heat on the Civic Type R. We're over at the global news page for Hyundai here. Hyundai Motors Elantra N debuts delivers highest level of N performance yet. It absolutely does. There's a lot of things that are new to this car. One of the things that's not new, but it is a little bit reworked, is the engine. We have 280 PS. Going to the spreadsheet here, that's 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. You can go 0 to 100 kilometers per hour with the DCT. Of course, you have your option here between a 6-speed manual or an 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Of course, the DCT is going to be faster, so 0 to 60 in 5.2, and I'm expecting with the manual to be a little bit slower. Front wheel drive only. Starting price, we don't know yet. I'm taking a stab at $32K as a starting point. That's kind of where the Veloster N started, and I do see this Elantra N kind of taking the place of the Veloster. I think the Veloster is slowly being canceled here in North America. I think possibly the only model you might be able to get right now, if you're lucky, would be the N model. So the Elantra N is here to take the place of the Veloster, and I would expect it to take its place in a lot of racing scenarios as well. So they reworked the turbo. It's 5 millimeters larger in diameter than before, 12.5 millimeters squared turbine passage with an area increase by 2.5 millimeters squares. These enhancements, along with the optimization of the shape and material of the cylinder block, improve both the performance and durability of the engine. Better reliability is always a great thing. As a result, the flat power technology maintains maximum output from about 5,500 RPM. Now, they have different driving modes for the DCT. It seems like. So in Grin Shift, or NGS, the boost pressure increases temporarily, enhancing output to 290 PS. So we're talking roughly 285 horsepower there. And as a result, the Elantra N achieves a top speed of 155 miles per hour, which is 250 kilometers per hour. And runs 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5.3 seconds with the NGS over boost. It has an electronic limited slip diff. It has variable exhaust valve system. I love that feature. You can be a little bit incognito, or you can be a hooligan if you want to be with that variable exhaust. Launch control, of course. And here are the other power modes for the DCT model. So we already talked about the overboost mode, which is the N Grin Shift. You also have the N Power Shift, and then you have an N Track Sense Shift. So I would assume N Power Shift would be mainly for streeting. The Track Sense, obviously, for prolonged track use. And then N Grin Shift would be probably for drag racing. That's just my guess. Now we have bigger brake rotors here. 360 millimeter brake discs are equipped with high friction material pads to ensure best-in-class braking performance. They've also added a new cooling hole for the brake pads to improve the cooling efficiency. There's a new design piece for the steering and driving that is going to help this vehicle quite a bit. So the Elantra N applies an integrated drive axle inspired by the technology used in WRC rally cars. By integrating a drive shaft, wheel hub, and bearing, weight reduction of 1.7 kilograms, or a little over 3 pounds, enables a lighter and stronger car. This is beneficial in terms of withstanding extreme lateral G-force. It's going to drive a heck of a lot different than your standard Elantra. So the air intakes are lighter, and they've increased suction pressure by about 10% or more. In addition, Hyundai Motor applied for the first time a dual compound insulator to the front suspension. This, together with the dual compound trailing arm bush, achieves optimal performance in ride and handling, as well as NVH by separating front and rear, left and right characteristics. The Elantra N applies 4-point strut rings and rear stiff bars to strengthen body rigidity. Now, they also have a special feature called the N Sound Equalizer, and it's a virtual engine sound, yippee, that not only provides driving sounds that represent Hyundai Motorsports, such as the TCR race car sounds, but also has an equalizer function that allows the driver to adjust details for each range: whine, throat, bass, with consideration for personal preference. This allows a driver to hear a more realistic and dynamic engine sound while driving. Is it more realistic? Because it's virtual. Self-defeating statement right there. Anyways, you can customize the engine sound that's being pumped into the speakers. Very strange, but I guess that's cool. I don't think anyone's done that before yet. I know Yamaha's working on that for electric cars. In addition, the variable exhaust system, which delivers N's distinctive popcorn and bang sounds, now uses a linear control method to reduce the booming sound during idling, thankfully, and while maintaining a distinctive N exhaust note for driver enjoyment. And we have 19-inch wheels that are surrounded by 245 size Michelin PS4S tires. Now, there's all sorts of information here with the infotainment and how you can get all sorts of data around the track for infotainment. I'm not going to get into that. On the interior, on the steering wheel, with the DCT anyways, with the paddle shifters, you have the N Grin Sport button that raises the power by 10 PS for up to 20 seconds, and 2 N buttons that set the desired drive mode are arranged to suit the driver's preference. Driving modes can be customized and matched to each button in various combinations to maximize the Elantra N's fun driving spirit. They gave us a teaser at the end that I wanted to talk about, and I'll just go ahead and quote them here. They want to make battery, electric, and possibly fuel cell N cars in the future on the eGMP platform. And quoting Thomas Shimera, Executive Vice President and Head of Customer Experience Division at Hyundai Motor, pairing hydrogen and battery power could open up a very interesting future options for Hyundai Motorsports and beyond. Hydrogen can be used as a range extender or power booster, and we have the technology available, and I'm quite confident that we can make this happen. They heavily insinuated that they want to make this for an endurance vehicle. So that is what we're seeing as a range extender and as a power booster. I think it can do both. So that's pretty interesting. But hydrogen tanks are heavy. A fuel cell stack is moderately heavy. And then you also have the battery, which is going to be very heavy as well. So yeah, how are they going to keep weight down? Not quite sure. But in terms of efficiency, they might be able to do some pretty incredible things combining. It's essentially a plug-in hybrid at that point in time, right? Because you charge the huge battery on it and you also fill it up with hydrogen instead of gasoline. Guys, I just wanted to finish things up with a spreadsheet real quick. I updated it. This used to be the Velosters little segment here, but the Elantra N is out and it's improved, and it's going to be better than the Veloster in every single way. Here's the updated list. So Honda Civic Type R, probably its most direct competitor at this point in time, as well as the upcoming GTI with 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Not quite sure on the starting price. That might change for the GTI, but we have some really, really awesome options now on the market for sporty sedans or hatchbacks that are compact, and it's just really, really cool to see. Mazda 3 Turbo, yeah, it definitely meets these vehicles in the looks department. But it's not nearly as race-oriented as the other vehicles on this list, I would say. Now, GR Corolla is the suspected vehicle coming from the Gazoo Racing camp from Toyota, and this is going to be a direct competitor to the Elantra N, to the Civic Type R, but it's going to have all-wheel drive, and who knows, 5.60 to 60 with a manual transmission, could be faster. It will be very, very, very exciting to see what happens with this GR Corolla. Maybe Toyota's working on a DCT finally for it. Who knows? Time will tell, but I'll end it there, guys. Are you excited for the Elantra N? I absolutely am. I think it looks great. Looks a lot better than the normal Elantra, and it's going to drive like a rocket ship, a front-wheel drive burnout machine for sure. But guys, smash the like button, subscribe for more Hyundai news like this. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.